Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Game of the Week for Week 14. I'm going to tell you up front, I'm trying to keep this pretty short and sweet just because my wireless internet needs to be restarted and I'm being lazy, and so my PlayStation remote is not acting very nice right now. So, might freak out on me. But there were some good suggestions for Game of the Week this week in the chat, and figured we would pick a good game and show you what's up. So the Steelers and Bills are going to be playing each other. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Bills are really strong, but the Steelers are figuring their team out and playing really well. Redskins and the Eagles are going to go at it. Even though these records are not what these owners would like for it to be, both of these owners are going to be playing some really good football, and this will be a fun game to watch. The Redskins have a very dynamic team that spreads the ball around to some dynamic receivers. Chargers are going to play the Panthers. Bengals are going to the Browns. That game may be a CPU game. Our Bengals owner has been very sick and in the hospital, so we wish him well if he watches this. I'm hoping he's able to get back and play his game, but if not, we'll hold on to it until he gets better. Bears are going to face the Lions. This was almost the pick that I went with. You know what? Let's finish the other games real quick. Jets and the 49ers. I think both of these guys are playing good football right now. They just had a rough start to their seasons. That'll be a fun game to watch. Seahawks and the Packers. That's the game that I almost went with. It was the Seahawks and the Packers game. I think that this is just going to be a really good game between two teams who are fighting for their playoff lives. Cowboys are going to face the Giants. Then the Ravens and the Patriots game is actually a CPU right now. So since they were trying to get you an owner, but if you can't hold on, we'll let you play the CPU. I actually did go. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Sorry. It's 11 o'clock at night. You can tell. It's been a long day. Bears and the Lions. This is the game that I went with. Smash is going to travel to face Junior. Both these teams faced off earlier in the year, and Junior came out on top. The Lions are playing extremely good football, and the Bears really have to have a win here. Their season playoff hopes are pretty much dead. Let's take a quick look at the standings. I'll show you what the NFC North looks like. The Vikings have the lead right now at 9-4. The Lions have come back to the pack a little bit after a nice start to their season. They're fighting for it at 7-5. The Bears at 6-6 and Packers at 6-6. Both of them are in there, but both are in pivotal games this week. If the Packers and Bears both don't win their games, and their seasons are pretty much over for playoff chances. The Lions also, if they lose this game, the Bears are going to be in that lead, and their playoff chances are going to be slim to none. So, a must-win game for both the Lions and the Bears. Let's take a quick look at these two teams. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared for these games, but just trying to knock this out for you guys tonight. Bears are in the middle of the pack on offense. 2,800 passing yards, 995 passing yards, 995 rushing yards, 13 points for their team, 13 passing touchdowns, 16 rushing touchdowns. They're averaging 21.6 points per game. And the Lions have really come way back to the league. I don't know what happened. This team is red hot early on. They've got 2,589 passing yards, but only 545 rushing yards. It's going to be way low in the league. They're actually third from last in total offense. 14 passing touchdowns, only 4 rushing touchdowns, only averaging 18.4 yards a game. So the Lions are really struggling on offense here in the last couple of weeks. But they are number 2 in defense. 2,191 passing yards, 880 rushing yards, 216 points allowed, 26 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, only 9 interceptions. So they don't get a ton of turnovers. They do hit you hard, and they do get after your quarterback, but not a ton of turnovers forced. The Bears are up there also. I think they're number 5 in the league in total defense. 2,500 passing yards, 916 rushing yards. A team that really keeps you from rushing the ball. 256 points allowed, 28 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and 13 interceptions for the Bears. Let's take a look at a couple of player stats here. Jay Cutler, 2,900 yards, 13 touchdowns, but 15 interceptions and under 60% completion percentage. So he's really struggling from turning that ball over. Langford having a really good season, 727 yards rushing, 4.2 average, 8 touchdowns. Polk is not playing bad either. 45 attempts, 224 yards, 5 rushing average with 2 touchdowns. Kevin White having a great season, 54 receptions, over 1,000 yards. He's got averaging over 19 yards a catch, 6 touchdowns on the year. Jeffrey's also playing really well. He'll be at 1,000 yards before the end of the season. He's averaging over 20 yards a catch. He's only got 1 touchdown, but lots of rack from both of these receivers. Miller also playing really well. These guys really spread the ball around. They like their 2 tight end sets, and they make a lot of good plays. On defense, Amos is the leader for this team. The first-year free safety, who actually was on my team last year. He's got 81 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception. He's a tackling machine, flying around, making all kinds of plays. This team really hits you in the backfield often. McPhee, Floyd, Terathon, and Houston all 10-plus tackles for loss. McPhee's got 12.5 sacks. Floyd's got 4.5. Hicks has 3. Goldman 2. This team really knows how to get after the ball carrier and the quarterback and make plays. Fuller, Denard, Hall, and McDougal all have 2 interceptions. This team plays good, sound defense. That's why they're ranked number 5. Take a quick look at the Lions before we pick our team here. Another team struggling with their offense, Stafford, 2,600 yards, 14 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. He is over that 60% mark, but just barely at 61%. Struggling to turn the ball over, making some bad decisions, and forcing the ball in places it shouldn't go. This team really has trouble rushing the ball and really struggles with even finding attempts. Only 200-ish attempts total, whereas you've seen with the Bears, just their top running back has over 200 attempts already this season. Tate is the leader here with Jones. Both of these guys are right at 700 yards. Struggling to get the touchdowns and struggling to get that high average. Ebron is really the guy who catches all the touchdowns. There are 36 receptions, but 6 of those have went for touchdowns. Talk about their defense, number 2 in the league right now. Whitehead's got 72 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 1 interception. Team really flies around, gang tackles people. Levy is the leader, tackles for loss with 15. Whitehead's got 5, and then it just kind of goes down from there. Not a ton of sacks from this team. Ezekiel Anasa has 9. Zettel has 5.5. Nagata's got 5.5. And it just kind of fades away after that. And again, another team that doesn't get a lot of interceptions. Levy is their leader with 2. He's really their overall playmaker with 42 tackles, 25 of those assists. He really flies around and makes all kinds of good plays for this team. So there's a look at both the Lions and... what did we talk about? The Bears. There we go. Lost it for a second. The Lions and the Bears. The Bears are going to be traveling to go face those Lions. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Bears in this one. I think the Lions have somehow just faded away over the past couple of weeks. And even though that they're going to be playing at home, they're facing a much better offense. Now, they could make me the guy making the wrong pick here if that offense actually shows up. But a lack of a rushing attack and the fact that Stafford is turning the ball over so much this season, and the Bears defense is ranked almost as high as the Lions, I got to take the Bears in this game. Give me the Bears in the 24-22 victory over the Lions on the road, keep their playoff hopes alive, and make a push. So there you have it, a look at your week 14 game of the week. Thanks for tuning into the video. Stay tuned later this weekend for a Press Pass Live with Brady and I. Should make for a fun time. We've got 2 open teams. If you know anybody that is looking for a good league that would get who we are and what we are, please send them my way. Send them to grownfolksoc.com. If you guys wouldn't mind, also please subscribing to our YouTube channel and following our Twitch channel. OMFL Nate on Twitch, Grown Folks Online Community on YouTube. You can get both of those off of our website, grownfolksoc.com. And if you would type !how Twitch and !share OMFL, both of those links will walk you through how to share your Twitch OMFL games to our OMFL and Grown Folks channel on YouTube, so that we have a central place for all the games. A lot of owners are helping us with that, and it would be awesome if everybody would do. It doesn't take long at all, pretty easy thing to do. Also check out !incentives. Check out our incentive program. We'd love for you to participate. It's been quite the last probably 3 or 4 advances. We really have a plan and a program out there for everyone to be a part of that helps give you a minor boost on your team and rewards you for being part of everything that we have going on with blog posts and activities. So thanks again. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next advance. Peace out.